My Miami Hurricanes decided to disappoint me again, but I wasn't surprised this time. Florida State Seminoles, they got the best of them. In this game, Miami had opportunities. I feel that entering the third quarter, the first half was fine, even though it looked like the game was getting a little bit out of reach when they were down 10 zip. But they managed to come back and they could have entered the third quarter being up 16 to 10 had they not missed that field goal at the end of the first quarter. But momentum shifted in the middle of the third quarter when Seminoles running back Trey Benson, he ran for a 38-yard touchdown, which gave the Seminoles the lead, and then they went on to score another touchdown. So Miami were down by 14 points, which a lot of people predicted that they would lose by 14 points. But Miami, with a big play in the fourth quarter, that cut the lead to 7. But again, Miami, they had chances. They had great field position, especially in the first half, but they set up field goals. Um, Florida State's defense was on point, which I expected. And Miami just didn't make enough plays in order for them to come out with a victory. That interception at the end was the cherry on top. But again, Miami needed to make more plays. I like the way they ran the ball, and that's something that I said in the preview of this game that in order for Miami to have success, they have to run the ball. But the thing is, those 2 touchdowns in the second half really hurt them. It really did. Now, Miami, I don't know, but I just hope that this team improves their weaknesses. Florida State, they remain undefeated. And here's Avry Jones on her take of the game between Miami and Florida State.
University of Miami played a great game going into Tallahassee. They kept it close. Emory Williams ended up taking the helm for the University of Miami. He had 2 touchdowns. He kept the Hurricanes in there, but it was just too much for Florida State, especially Keon Coleman. He had a 57-yard punt return, which pretty much sealed the deal. And Florida State are in the driver's seat right now. Currently, they're ranked 4th, but they have they have 2 more games actually. They have North Alabama, and then they have the University of Florida on November 25th, Thanksgiving weekend. Florida State just needs to take care of business, and then they're literally in the driver's seat for the ACC championship. They're probably going to play Louisville. Louisville has the next best record, but Florida State is in the driver's seat for their own destiny. If you look at the top 4 teams right now, it's pretty much a done deal that Ohio State or Michigan is going to lose one. They play on November 25th as well. So at that point, now you look at the teams that are in 4th, 5th, that are in 5th, 6th, and 7th. And that is Washington, Oregon, Texas, and number 8 is Alabama. But Washington still undefeated, 10-0. They look to have a locked-in position. They have 2 more games. They have Oregon State, which is ranked 12th, and they have Washington State as well to finish out their season. I think Washington is in the driver's seat right now. After the Michigan-Ohio State game, Washington will jump into possibly that 4th spot, as long as Florida State and Georgia still keep everything under control. They win their games. They don't make any silly mistakes. Those 2 teams are probably in the playoff as well. But also be on the lookout for Oregon. Oregon also plays Arizona State and finished out the season with Oregon State as well. So, but Washington State just looks to be in the driver's seat for that last playoff spot. but also Florida State, they cannot take any team for granted. They play North Alabama. After that, they play the University of Florida. University of Florida, also a rivalry game. They'd like to finish out their season, possibly handing that one loss to Florida State. Florida State won their 16th straight on Saturday, beating the University of Miami. So Florida State is looking back to their days of the 80s with Bobby Bowden leading the Seminoles to national championships. So this is a great win for Florida State. They still have a lot to handle. They cannot sit on their laurels. You know, it's good to celebrate this win, especially another rivalry school, but they have to stay under control. They have to stay focused. If they want to get into this playoff, they have to win their games. They cannot take any team for granted. But the next couple weeks, leading right into Thanksgiving, it's gonna be special. It's gonna be special. Every game counts. You can't take any team for granted. They want to be the ones to knock off that undefeated team. And college football season this year has been fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So it's going to be great to see how Florida State finishes their season. They're probably going to play Louisville, like I said, but they can't take anything for granted. Jordan Travis has to be locked in. He's playing very well right now. Keon Coleman, another player, is doing exceptionally well, and the Florida State Seminoles are just doing a great job right now. But overall, be on the lookout for the next couple weeks to see how these teams play, and it's going to be great football.